it is without doubt that the Zimbabwe done so far very, very well. They have sent the message audible and clear to the regime that 31st of July is not just a normal day. Why do I say so? We have seen the regime responding to the calls by Zimbabweans to march on the 31st of July and ensure that ZANU-PF is gotten rid of. I've always said, in spite of the political noise that is happening at the moment, as well as also political posturing that is done by the Emerson Mnangagwa regime, disrespecting as well as also undermining the Zimbabwe Defense Forces by parading them through national television. Of course, they are compelled to follow commands of their so-called commander-in-chief, but the military is the power broker in the Zimbabwean politics. And it is not the bills, it is not the acts that are signed using ballpoint and paper, but it is the military. And we know that a majority of the retired military generals, they are against 2030 case. They are against the constitutional amendment bill number 3, which was translated into an act by Emerson Mnangagwa. They have indicated that they will not stop fighting. They will continue to fight until Emerson Mnangagwa is defeated. Now we have seen across the political parties joining as Zambia, I mean not Zambia rather, but Mozambique, South African groups, as well as also Botswana, a political party in Botswana, have indicated that they will be supporting the people of Zimbabwe in an effort to thwart this illegal constitutional as well as anti-people constitutional amendment Act number 3 of 2026. And we have seen Emerson Mnangagwa also not keeping quiet. You know, under normal circumstances, the government of Zimbabwe will just keep quiet. A normal government would have actually kept quiet, but for Emerson Mnangagwa, it became difficult for him to keep quiet. He has already started threatening the people of Zimbabwe. Now we know Zimbabweans will protest overwhelmingly peacefully, of course, on the 31st of July. We are still yet to actually understand how the protest will go by. According to Professor Lovemore Matuku, the 31st of July is just the beginning of many days that will actually be done to put pressure on Emerson Mnangagwa to, in fact, not only to put pressure, but to get rid of Emerson Mnangagwa. If the country becomes ungovernable from 31st of July 2026 onwards, definitely Emerson Mnangagwa will have no option but to listen to the voice of the people. He has said himself before that the voice of the people is the voice of God. It doesn't fear bullets. It doesn't fear military arsenal. It doesn't fear the Zimbabwe Republic police. I've seen threats from the Zimbabwe Republic police threatening people that have said they would be marching peacefully in Zimbabwe, marching against Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 of 2026. Now, will then the military join the protesters? I think it depends. I remember last time Blessed Geza asked the people of Zimbabwe to protest until Emerson Mnangagwa was gone. But these protests, of course, war veterans responded to them and few activists, of which some of them, they were arrested. Some have decided to give up, like Traore is now calling for Zimbabweans not to protest. He has his reasons, but should we actually back down because some have gotten, some they are tired along the way. As much as they may have reasonable reasons, but remember this is a struggle. Some will fall, on the wayside, but the struggle has to continue, and the struggle of the freedom of the people will definitely continue. So will the military, if Zimbabweans respond overwhelmingly, occupy the streets and make sure that 31st of July does not become a normal day, overwhelmed. You remember at one point in 18 August, the Zimbabweans occupied the city of Harare. They overwhelmed the Zimbabwe Republic police, and the police were overpowered until the Zimbabwe Defense Forces was called, and the Zimbabwe Defense Forces came with the bullets. They fired the bullets in the streets of Harare. But just imagine if such was happening across all provinces, that is in Matabeleland North, Matabeleland South, Bulawayo Province, Mashonaland East, Mashonaland West, Mashonaland Central, Manicaland, Buero, Meeklands, as well as also all provinces, cities, towns, the streets of Zimbabwe, like what we have seen in other countries. The population coming out in their overwhelming majority to the streets, protesting. No matter how powerful that person may become. And of course, bullets may be used, but resilient people are conquerors. Zimbabweans have suffered a lot, and they definitely do not deserve Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. If the people of Zimbabwe respond in their overwhelming majority, I'm sure you may even find the military deciding to come to the streets and protect the people. And actually, that is what we have seen in most of the countries. When the country becomes ungovernable, the military may come through and not shoot to the people and say, okay, we have heard your cry, and Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa may found himself cursed or may be forced to run away, especially when he notices a military takeover. But it is, there will be definitely perilous times ahead in Zimbabwe. People are angry. The country cannot go forward with this CAP 3, and now they are beginning to preach about CAP 4. All that is adding fuel into the already inflammatory environment. That is the order of the day in Zimbabwe. Of course, if the state unleashes the violence to peaceful protesters, the protesters are bound also to respond, and everything. The country may be chaotic, but what I know is that people are tired. People have been dying. People understand that even if we don't stand up, we will die. So we'd rather actually die standing up and fighting against this regime. That is the attitude now. These are faceless protests. There is no one who is leading these protests. There are no people behind. There are no leaders behind these protests. All political leaders have just issued statements of solidarity in support of the protesters in Zimbabwe. That is a unique situation. That's why you see the shaken Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa standing up, deploying soldiers, deploying police ahead of these protests. Already in the streets of Zimbabwe, we are seeing the pictures of police officers being paraded. It's as if already the march has already started. It's a panicking government. We will wait to see unless Mnangagwa backs down on Cape 3 or resign. Zimbabweans will never stop. They will continue to press and to pin this man down. The people, I repeat, they are actually stronger and the people are more powerful than this regime. And it is realizing that. That is why it is acting. And let me send this message, especially to the members of the Zimbabwe Republic Police. Don't find yourself on the wrong side of the people. Stand with the people on the 31st of July. Similarly, on the military, don't find yourself on the wrong side. Stand with the people of Zimbabwe. And those ZANU-PF fools masquerading around Emerson Dambudzo threatening the people, your days are numbered. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Okanqubani is signing out.